Hello, I'm continuing and concluding my reviews on the Blind Dead series with Curse of the Blind Dead, the 2020 or 2021 reboot of the Blind Dead franchise. Now, the film, I believe, was released on video and to streaming in Germany in late 2020, but it was released elsewhere in 2021. Now, the original Blind Dead series, which was directed by Amando de Ossorio, came out in the 1970s, and those included Tombs of the Blind Dead, Return of the Evil Dead, The Ghost Scallion, and Night of the Seagulls. Now, Amando de Ossorio died in 2001, so he obviously didn't direct this one. This film was directed by Raffaele Picchio. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right. Now, Curse of the Blind Dead is set in a post-apocalyptic near future. Following World War III, civilization has completely collapsed, and we follow this man named Michael and his pregnant daughter Lily as they try to make their way across this apocalyptic wasteland. And they end up running into this religious cult who are actually in cahoots with the Blind Dead, Templar Knights who during medieval times were executed for worshiping the devil, and now they come back as blind zombies that track their victims via sound. And it turns out the Blind Dead want Lily's baby as a sacrifice to Satan. Now, this movie got terrible reviews when it came out, and I went into it expecting it to be pretty bad, but I'll be honest, I actually didn't hate this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie is not great by any means, and the film's low budget definitely shows. Not that you can't have good low budget horror films, you obviously can. The issue here is the movie just looks cheap. The film has some god-awful CGI establishing shots, and the Blind Dead themselves look like guys in Halloween costumes. And the film's ending is absolute bullshit. But besides that, the film did not bore me, and it actually does go by at a pretty good pace, and it helps that the two leads are actually quite good. Especially Aaron Stielstra as the father. His acting in this movie was actually better than the movie itself deserved. So yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that Curse of the Blind Dead was anything more than a bargain bin horror film, but I thought it was slightly better than its reputation. But still, if you're gonna check out a Blind Dead movie, check out the original series from the 70s. Even though I didn't care much for the Ghost Scallion, even that one is still a better example of a Blind Dead movie than this movie, but again, I didn't necessarily hate this. So yeah, this wraps up my reviews of the Blind Dead series. Now, even though we're past Halloween at this point, I decided to extend Horror Month out into November, and the next franchise I want to tackle for Horror Month is a series that I've reviewed before, so perhaps the reviews might be a little redundant, but regardless, my next movie review will be on the original A Nightmare on Elm Street.